This one?
Guys, the editor of The Viper, the famous Age of Empires 2 player, actually decided to do a story on me, and he asked if he could ask me some questions, and I recorded some answers for him over email, but I had no idea he was going to make a 40-minute video. The guy's name is Tiramis. I'm just going to sub. I'm going to like. I guess it's going to be good. I think I don't know where he sourced this material, but let's take a look. I mean, I should react to this, right? It's a video.
Let's watch the reaction.
Check it out. This is me as a kid, by the way. I don't know where he got this photo. I did not give him this.
Stolen.
Maybe from some documentary. Yo! Don't we look the same? You
No.
don't think? All right, let's check it out.
Double reaction.
Wow, that's a lot of memories in a short time.
Holy fuck, he did so much. What? Wait! That's with me! Huh? Wait, then the documentary is recent. That was with me! That's with me! Yes, sunglitters! I'm in it! Ooh. A part of history. Slay! And Annie's here too, and Guzu too!
Oh my god.
Manuel Grubby Schrenkhausen was born in 1986. He was a professional esport athlete and he retired 10 years ago, meaning that he was part of the first generation of pro video gamers.
True.
In his career, he had
Slay.
to change games, move into casting instead of playing, and finally decided to commit to what would become a very successful business.
Wifey.
This is Grubby's story. Our story begins in 2003.
Ooh, that's
when
Tiramis.
little Manuel is still in high school. He plays video games with his brothers.
Yes,
and
26
unlike them,
minutes
That's
until
my
dinner.
brothers.
when little Manuel is still in high school. He plays video games.
That's my three brothers. This was in
I also have
Malaysia.
3
We got married
brothers!
there, in 2010.
Turn it
I
on.
mean, I didn't get married to my 3 brothers, obviously. My wife and I got married there.
In
games with his brothers, and unlike
2010?
them, his personality
Grubby, a young, promising player, 2003.
Whoa!
Hey, my hair's the same today.
pushes him to focus.
What is this? GameSpot Live. Greg Kasavin, executive editor, GameSpot, with an advertised copy of Warcraft 3 with the Night Elf portrait. That was pretty rare. Really high
Ooh.
resolution Warcraft 3 going on the background as well.
Tournament starts
can
in
almost see a
about an
pixel.
hour.
Focus on one game in particular, Warcraft 3.
Hey, better war mill location than Tyler, huh? It's right next to the trees.
He even participates
Oh, my first attempt at growing a beard.
in some lands close to the Netherlands, including the
Who's that? That's Nikita. Lil DC. He used to have nightmares where he would sleepwalk.
Shit, I had a nightmare today. I was dreaming about my build orders. And I was saying QW, QS, QQ. Oh my god.
One time, this guy got up in a player room with other people sleeping in the same hotel room.
Oh my
He
god.
got up, he took a guy's bed and lifted it into the air, and his eyes were red, like, with the guy sleeping on it. This is not Asmongold. This is Danish Asmongold. No, it's Thomas Glinski. A very good Night Elf player. One of my main practice partners. Very good guy.
first electronic sports World Cup that happened in Poitiers, France.
This is from my first international tournament ever, Electronic Sports World Cup 2003.
Who's that? Wait, who's that?
I was 17.
I can't tell.
was in my penultimate year in high school.
In the end, he doesn't make it out of the group stage and finishes 9th to 12th. But the same year, he qualified for the World Cyber Games, which were held in Seoul.
That's Tillerman, bro. It's Tillerman back in 2003. What can I do? There's nothing I can
Killerman,
do.
is he
The
still
human army is
gaming?
reflected in your army.
South Korea. That's right. At only
It was not.
17
It was not that exaggerated.
years
It must
old,
be. It
Manuel
must be
traveled
so cool knowing people from 20 years ago that are still around on Twitch. Ooh.
to the other side of the planet to compete against 73 other international gamers. Second of his group, he moved on to beating Tiramis in the round of 32, but lost in the next match against the Bulgarian Insomnia, who will move on to winning the whole tournament.
Yep.
He plays a few more tournaments that year, earning a total of $2,000.
Oh my
So I-
god.
I asked, is it okay that I study 1 year later? And I guess I kind of promised, 1 year of Warcraft, see what I can do, then I go back to study.
I did the same thing with Hearthstone.
After what seemed to be
Oh. Nice. We had the dual keyboard. We had the dual setup. I'm still using the same table.
tough negotiations with his
Wait, is my posture bad? Wait, let me check. Oh shit. That is not such a good posture.
Not so good.
But it was really good for me to play. I played well.
That's
with it,
good,
so
that's
what
good.
matters.
After what seemed to be tough negotiations with his parents, little Manuel began his esport journey. 1 year
That was my teammate. Why is there like a midget on the screen? Is it because we're both Dutch and the guy isn't? That was my teammate. He was like 195, which is like 6'5". Arvid Fekken, 4K Myth. He was my 2v2 teammate, and we joined Four Kings together. This must have been back in 2003, where we got, I think, top 4 in the 2-on-2 tournament at WCG. Yo! That guy, he might be one of the... I mean, it's hard to see because I can only see half his face, but I think he's one of the WCG replays content creators from back in 2003, making audio commentaries and stuff.
to give it all, and hopefully convince his parents he should
Am I drinking? Yeah, this must be after the tournament. I never drank before the tournament was over. Zeus, Fury, Kriolofus, Lil DC, Todd, and Trimble, which was our manager. Are these guys still around? Only Todd is still around. The rest is all out of esports, I think.
continue pursuing his dream of becoming a pro gamer.
Very good posture again. Again, very good for me to perform in the game. Not very good looking, but the posture really worked for me.
And hopefully convince his parents he should continue pursuing his dream of becoming a pro gamer.
There were other students.
I
who
don't
would
know
take
how
a
my
sabbatical
posture
to
looks
go
like
to
when I'm gaming.
Australia for a
No
while,
idea.
lose their wild feathers, discover themselves, get some experience, and I thought that is not too dissimilar from taking half a year or a year off sabbatical for traveling for pro gaming. Once it
True.
happened though, because I promised to stop after a year, I felt like I was kind of on borrowed time, on leased time. So I felt like I had to make the most out of it immediately.
And boy, he did. Grubby left for Korea to train with his team in a house of 6 guys. For 3 months, he would wake up, practice, get lunch, get back to practice, get dinner, and go back to practice again.
Sounds like me in the past 10 days. Ooh. Oh.
That is when they weren't competing. His first big win happened in early
True.
2004 in Las Vegas.
Prize pool $25,000. 10,000 for first. They never paid out, by the way. I wonder if he's going to cover that. These guys
Oh,
scammed
shit.
people. The guy that ran this continued to scam under other.
That
tournament
happened a lot in
organization names.
tournaments.
The CyberX Games, a 6
Chris Hill and his father Joe Hill. Yeah, fuck both of those guys.
100,000 multi-gaming tournament
Grubby said fuck both of those guys. Oh my god.
with 25k dedicated to Warcraft 3, from which no footage can be found online. With that and a few more good results, Grubby became known as one of, if not the best European player. But the scene was dominated by
CNN,
Koreans.
CNN.
Can't you sue them? Yeah, 17-year-old Dutch guy is going to sue business people in America. Definitely. By the way, I had never won any prize money yet when I won that. So with what money am I going to sue them? I have nothing.
They didn't come to many tournaments, but when they did, it was very clear they were far ahead. A few minor tournaments later, and September 2004 is around the corner. The sabbatical year is almost over.
Once that time was about to draw to an end, and I had to decide, do I go back to university? It became this, I was visualizing my life, Grubby, the ex-pro gamer, now gone back to university, starting at the very beginning, basically. It's kind of like if I had to start on Warcraft 3 again with a new race, as if I had never played any games ever.
Yeah.
Hey, that's me! That's me with the fucking humans! I mean, it is daunting task, it is true.
Going to university after making it as a pro player is like starting a new race in Warcraft 3. It's the same thing, actually. It's the
Oh
same.
my god!
It's the same thing.
Oh.
You know what? I often had dreams back in those days. I had dreams about going to university. I dreamt
nightmares?
it dozens and dozens of times. Like how it would feel like to show up in a classroom / college room, university hall, whatever it looks like, right? And I would like simulate conversations with my study mates. Like I would simulate what it would feel like to blend in with them, knowing that I don't know anything about the education system. It feels like I just show up there and everybody knows what they want out of the studies and out of their job.
You
and I
always
don't know
think that,
anything.
but
Like,
it's
I
not
would
really the
feel very
case for most
clueless in my
people.
dreams. And the only thing that I had was that I'm very good at Warcraft 3 and that I used to compete, but I gave it all up to be here with you guys. And now I'm going to do the same thing as you, except I haven't got a clue where to start. That's what it felt like. And I kept dreaming that over and over. It
Aww.
was not a good dream. Hey, but you know what? Maybe everybody doesn't have it figured out, even if they're
True.
there. Maybe they would be just as clueless as me. But that's not what I was dreaming about.
It's a lot of clueless people.
Maybe like 5% knew what they wanted to be doing. That sounds like everyone else at uni. Yeah. But, you know, I don't have to dream their insecurities. I only have to dream my own.
Like, you start completely anew. Although it would, my age, totally fine. You know, my academic ability would also be fine. But was it where my heart was at? I couldn't imagine it for the life of me to go make that step. I was really growing into esports. I was doing more than
Good choice.
just playing, even then already at that time in 2004, like doing coaching, creating strategy articles, making videos. Even if I couldn't exactly predict where life or where esports was going to take me, that somehow, hopefully, it will be all right.
And in October 2004,
It did turn out all right. I met Fatsy recently. He says hi. Oh, Fatsy. I liked his micro a lot. Yeah, if you meet him again, let him know this. I'm curious what happened with him. I'd be curious to chat up sometime. Just to catch up on old times. Who's Fatsy? There was this French player, very good micro, back in 2003 and 4.
He still remembers the people and how they played like in 2004. What the fuck?
Antoine, I think was his name. And I remember the final tournament he played. He told me, "This is the final tournament I'll play. I hope I win. It's the last one I'm gonna play." And I remember thinking, "You're not gonna win with that attitude, you quitter." He became my template for if you're thinking of quitting, you're a loser. I greatly respected him, by the way. Like, his level was really good, but I thought I'll never be a loser that thinks I'll do one more tourney and then I'm gonna quit.
I'll never be a loser. Oh my god!
Yeah, I mean, that's how I was. That's how I saw that. And like the fact that he didn't win proved it to me that you should never say I'm gonna play one more and then quit. Just play and don't.
Okay, chat. After this tournament, I'm gonna play more. Never quit. Warcraft tournament. Ooh. Else I'm gonna be a loser, right?
Don't think like that. And then once you're done, just quit then. Don't plan to quit. If you plan to quit, your heart is not in it. Might as well quit now. That was just my thoughts on that.
Oh.
Grubby was rewarded for his decision.
And welcome to the World Cyber Games 2004.
I was pretty base or brutal sometimes. But you quit SE2? Yeah. And I didn't win either.
Cultural celebration.
But Creo said the same, right? Yes, he did. 3 years later, Creo said the same. And he won 2 world championships and like 40K. His final tourneys, and then he quit. So that disproved it. Creo just better.
Of young people from around the world. Over 700 players representing 64 countries will take part in the world's largest computer and video game festival.
Now,
Oh
it
my
is 1-1.
God.
An exciting round between Korea.
Look at those computers!
64 countries
It's
will take part in the
ancient.
world's largest computer and video game festival.
Now it is 1-1. An exciting round
Look at that monitor. Bruh. Oh my god.
between Korea and the Netherlands.
So in World Cyber Games, they try to model it a little bit after the Olympics and try to measure how many gold medals every nation is winning, and silver medals and bronze. And the best nation would actually get a lot of positive PR from the national media. So in a huge, surprising turn of events, among all the huge countries in the world, the Netherlands won the World Cyber Games 2004 by most medals won. In part thanks to Quake player Lauki, and there were more. And then I won Warcraft 3. And there was a lot of media attention when we came back home. So, like, people love to hear, even though they didn't know anything about esports and games, the media and the people that don't play games, they love to hear, oh, Netherlands won the Cyber Games, the World Cyber Games.
World Cyber Games is such a bad name. World Cyber Games. Oh my god.
Orc versus Orc. Four Kings versus Stroke Commando for first place in the World Cyber Games 2000.
Do you guys see my name? See?
You passion, thank you for the gifted.
Square
Thank
rectangle,
you.
4K square rectangle, the other side Grubby, and of course I'm
And
playing
thanks for the
against.
follows,
very easy to
guys.
read. Welcome to, which was the screen name that Zakard was using here. SK Zakard.
2004. Down goes the Shadow Hunter of level 5 falls. Grubby is on fire here. He sends Victory is with him as he chases down the Farseer. Where Tex is out, and it's not so good there by Grubby. And Grubby is going to take the victory here. He claims it. He takes the Farseer down. And unless welcome to
140p chills.
and it's going to be over. The Netherlands take the victory.
This is kind of nice to watch before the tournament, no? Inspirational. And I'm still gonna lose.
I didn't really know what everything meant. I
Not
got all the way to
winning
the
a game.
to
I'm
the
gonna
finals.
forget
I
to
met my
build
Korean
peasants.
athletes.
I'm gonna drag my peasants
What?
out of the gold mine, and I'm not gonna notice for 5
Doesn't
minutes.
sound like my voice.
It's
Guess
fucked.
I went through second puberty.
Very Zakard. And I thought, well, he's a Korean. Everyone knows Koreans are super elite. So this is the end. This is the end of my journey. I'm second place. Fantastic.
I have
watched the
quitter
first map and I was
mentality.
like, see,
The
there you go.
fuck?
I was telling you, I have to mention we had a delegation of 35 Dutchies.
I'm a
They were all
loser.
there, one big orange legion in the crowd. And they
I'm a
started
loser,
chanting,
baby.
Grubby, Grubby, Grubby. And I was like, oh man, I gotta do it, if not just for me, but for them too. And came back the next 2 games, played better than I ever had in the last game, which was very cool.
$25,000 will go into Grubby's pockets as he beats Zakard, a Korean orc player, in a finals that will be remembered for a long
25,000.
time. While this is the biggest cash prize Grubby will get in his Warcraft 3 career,
I still have
it's
those.
probably not the one that felt the biggest win, because even though he had already made a name for
Did you know I won 10,000 euros once in a tournament? Ooh.
himself, Grubby's Warcraft 3 career was just beginning. It's time to introduce another character, who will later be called the GOAT of Warcraft 3.
I did it,
He's Korean
Hearthstone.
and he plays Night Elf like no other. The name is Moon.
But not today, no.
Hell yeah, Spirit Moon. Man, look at this dude's posture. This is the premium gaming posture for RTS, clearly. Moon and me. Same.
In 2004 and 5, Grubby was
Locked
the
in.
best player. Moon took over from 2006 onwards. And in 2006, the two titans clashed in what would become one of Grubby's most memorable achievements.
50 HP Focus Bar on that Demon Hunter. Demon Hunter does not have a TP,
Wait, that voice is so good. What? It sounds like a song. Record.
Feels good, man.
Once again, exceeded myself in terms of what I thought I could do.
Once again, exceeded myself.
Once again.
Oh man, it's hard to listen to for me.
Once again,
Guys,
I just
can I
exceeded
give you some
everything
tips
that I
on
thought
humility?
was possible.
Just keep exceeding yourself over and over.
Oh fuck! I'm not doing that. I'm doing
If
the
you keep exceeding
opposite.
yourself, you become better.
Every time I play another Warcraft game, I'm exceeding what was possible. How bad I could be.
Better.
Fuck.
And Moon was playing good, don't get me wrong. Like, I was just really up there in my level.
Don't get me wrong. He was pretty good. I mean, it's Moon. Let's give him credit where credit is due. But I was higher than that. So, oh my god, I was just better. It is what it is. Unfortunate for him, but yeah.
Oh my
I
god!
happen to be his opponent. Sucks
Unfortunate
for
for
him.
him.
And after that, Grubby will have one last big breakthrough in his Warcraft 3 career.
Oh, it's just better. Unfortunate for
WCG
everyone
2008,
else.
And people were saying, Grubby has been. You can't do it anymore. You had your good run in 2004, 5, maybe 6. 7 was not so great. Now it's 2008. It's drawing to a close. We don't think it's going to be your tournament. And I felt so energized by my team, by my wife, by my family, my friends, my teammates, the fans that still believed in me. And I wanted to disprove the haters.
Grubby has haters? Oh, fuck shit. Ow.
Luck and will and willpower and
He had a wife
visualization
in
and everything, my
2008. He's
training,
been married
it
for
all pulled
almost
me through,
20
and I won,
years?
the WCG for the second
Whoa.
time 4 years later. And knowing what everything meant, it was one of
That's
the most emotional
crazy.
victories for me ever.
And with that, Grubby cements himself as a big part of Warcraft 3 history. From 2003 until 2010, he will
He
win
married
at least
super
one
young then.
major championship per year, making him one of the longest reigning pro in the game. I tried to imagine what it's like, being on top of a game and then slowly starting to understand that maybe your time has passed. How do you accept that? How do you move on?
Time passed?
Just don't accept it.
No. Just don't.
accept it.
Yeah,
Keep chasing the same high
true.
until it never comes anymore. And
Oh.
then become a streamer.
Oh.
I see it is a beautiful chapter of my life. I store the memory in a box in my mind. I can open the box up basically anytime that I'm not senile yet. Anytime right now it's...
That's a good qualifier, because I was going to say, I'll catch him on that technicality. Beautiful memories, you keep them in a box and you can revisit them, except if you turn senile, then you can't anymore.
Oh.
But I thought about that.
can open that box and enjoy those experiences again. And that feeling is made stronger by talking about it, by doing those Grubby Warcraft 3 commentaries that I did on YouTube, by
Hashtag ad.
talking and reminiscing with my wife or with other people who were in Warcraft 3
I
at the
love that
time,
he
and
keeps talking
I just
about
think
his
it's a
wife. It's
beautiful
so
chapter, and
cute.
it had its place. As we know now, the esports scene in Warcraft 3 is pretty much non-existent,
Yeah.
but Warcraft 3 still lives on in our hearts, in my heart, and
And now it lives again.
in those of the fans. And as
True! That's true, actually.
Aww.
corny as that may sound, as I'm sure it does, it's really true. And I just realized, and it took me a long time to accept, Warcraft 3 was on the decline in terms of purely statistically, and you could almost say I was pretty much the captain on the sinking ship, the last to leave. By rights, I wouldn't have been able to call myself a pro gamer anymore. Like, it wouldn't have been a profession, because
You're not a professional anymore because there's no more tournaments. You would just be playing by yourself. So I was forced to
It's
either
true,
switch
the
to
same thing in
StarCraft 2 or
Hearthstone.
go do something else.
yeah, when everyone withdraws their support, not the fast, because they still love the game, as do I, but like, it's just not interesting anymore, business-wise. for companies to invest, then eventually you have to make that switch. Either you leave esports or you go to another game. Not
My sponsor kept telling me switch to StarCraft 2.
I got 20
He's like, "I
YouTube.
respect if
Regardless
you
of
wanna keep
results in the
playing Warcraft
tourney,
3,
you
I'll
won
keep
first place
supporting
for
you,
Chub.
but you really should
Thank you,
switch to StarCraft 2." And by the
Vidliv.
way,
Thank
also switch to the new
you.
Steel Series
Thank you,
6
Vidliv.
GV2 keyboard.
accepting
20
that
YouTube,
would
Pokemon.
make me
Wasn't it EG? No, it was my Steel Series sponsor.
Thank you, thank you.
I was using Microsoft Internet Keyboard, Rubber Dome. He wanted two things of me. That I start using the Steel Series 6GV2 black switch keyboard with N-key rollover and switch to StarCraft 2.
I don't think a happier person.
Oh, God, 40 minutes!
It would be like some kind of regret or sadness. Like everything.
I
is
am not ready,
forever,
I'm not
as is
ready, I'm
life,
not ready, I'm not ready, I'm
and,
not
yeah,
ready. I'm
that's
gonna
the way it
forget
is.
everything in panic.
It's okay. It's
As
okay.
the Warcraft 3 scene began to slowly fade away, another
switched
game
to
was
both,
gaining
yes.
in popularity.
I'm not ready.
While practicing for a Warcraft 3 tournament, Grubby confessed watching a StarCraft 2 event with envy. The crowd he once had behind him was now focused on a different scene.
I was in South Korea for a Warcraft 3 tournament, and I turned on Twitch, which was very new, and I had not streamed yet myself. And I saw over 100,000 StarCraft 2 viewers on Justin TV watching StarCraft 2, right? With Apollo casting, and I was like, man, this is amazing. Part of what I love about Warcraft 3 is Warcraft 3 the game, and part of it is that people enjoy the same game together and are looking at games and being awed at the plays that are happening there. And that part I saw bigger than ever before in StarCraft 2 and Justin TV. So I wanted to be a part of the scene because of that as well. Yo, Viper, thanks for the sub.
What he had could be reached again, but in a different game.
I think that was one of the biggest forks in my life. And I was considering about 4 things. I was considering applying for a job at Blizzard.
Oh my God, I'm gonna throw up, I'm so nervous!
I was in a hotel when I had a job call with them to interview me, like a remote phone call to check my interest and my my professionalism and so on. I was extremely jet lagged. I didn't prepare at all. I wasn't really interested. I just wanted I guess like an
Guys,
easy
I
in.
already
didn't know
practiced.
that I was
Shut
actually
up.
going to have to appear impressive or
Taking a break right
They asked
now.
me some questions about game design and balance and how would you solve this problem and that, and I did not answer very well. Yeah, so there was no follow-up. People that were asking me to maybe take a position like on the balance team or design team or something. And then another one was quit cold
Thank
turkey,
you.
leave
Just a
esports,
fun-
go
I'm
do something
trying.
else, study, or I used to do IRL
I'll try my
vlogs
best.
in South Korea, some other kind of job. The third one was actually online poker, which was quite the buzz back in 2010 and before. I had actually done a little bit of training, a little bit of book reading. Is he bored by poker? What's going on here? A little bit of practice, nothing much, just a couple of $100. The fourth, not the final option, but the fourth option in this list, and I'm saving it for last, was to transition to a second game, in this case StarCraft 2.
As a player, I had to prove myself
Ooh.
all over again. If I sucked, never amounted to anything at all, that's a risk. Because suddenly I'm not a top 3 player anymore, and
I would lose aura.
that guy who used to be really good at the game became top worst at the next. I knew I might not be the best in 3 months or in 6 months, or maybe not
Alright.
ever, but I could be. And I had no lack of confidence that my improvement, even if it isn't meteoric, that it would be steady enough to continually improve and to eventually start playing with the big boys, then for real play with the big boys, then be a big boy, stuff like that.
In 2011,
I was a big boy. I was never the biggest boy, but I was pretty big.
he made up his mind he would commit everything to StarCraft 2. Imagine if Rafael Nadal started playing table tennis. It's similar, yet completely different. You have to put aside everything
Hey,
you
my
know
posture
and table
improved.
tennis. It's
See?
similar,
I'm straighter.
yet completely different. You have to put aside everything you know, as well as your ego, and become
I
a
think
nobody
this is
again.
CPL
Well, it's
Copenhagen.
even worse than a nobody. You're an ex-champion. So people
Shit,
Oh
they
my
have
God,
thin
look at this
monitors
freaking
now.
Monitor. That's clearly not a
Ooh.
BenQ XL2420Z monitor or BenQ 2720Z monitor or the XL2420T monitor with black equalizer. Those all have adjustable height. They have swivel capabilities. etc., etc. This monitor, it just has one stand, and in order to
Why
get
does
it up
this
to the height that I needed to put several magazines underneath. Ridiculous.
People
Hashtag
will have
it.
expectations. Were you good at just that one thing? Or are you someone who's really talented
Are you sponsored again? No, I was in that time.
and can be good at multiple
Oh,
things?
wow.
Is there something special about you? Or was your
Wait, who's that?
success
Wait, isn't that a weirdo
and
guy?
can be good at multiple
The
things?
weirdo
Is
guy?
there something special about you?
This is some weirdo. I forgot who it is. Is it Firecake or something?
The fuck is
Anyone
this? The
remember who this
weirdo
guy
guy?
Lelouch. Oh yeah, Lelouch.
Oh, that weirdo guy, Lelouch. Ooh. What?
It's Lelouch. I think it's true. What do you mean by weirdo? I don't know. I just remember him as some Zerg swarm host abuser or something.
Or was your success just luck?
Yeah, I mean, I started playing pretty long days in.
Mana. That's Mana.
Just luck.
Yeah, I mean, I started playing pretty long days
Haldor.
in back in January, like half January, so it's about 3 months now. I didn't really leave Warcraft behind mentally, but at the same time, there's nothing at all to play for Warcraft 3 right now. Like nothing interesting. Even if there's like one event in a year that cannot really support you, and you can't really call yourself a pro gamer. And the lucky thing is that StarCraft 2 is a really great game, really fun. So yeah.
And Kaz has to prove that he's able to beat Grubby. Grubby, on the other hand, he only can win in this match.
Guys, I
don't
can't
think
do
he
it.
can
I'm
lose.
gonna
He
fuck
already
up
played
so bad. I'm
amazingly
already
well,
so nervous.
And, he has nothing to lose as his
Chippies?
reputation. Everybody knows he is a
Why is there 3.8k people here? Hello?
amazing player, has been a great Warcraft 3 player, but in StarCraft 2, this is his first offline event. He is ranked top 4 already, so Grubby has nothing to lose at all. He is allowed to lose against Kaz.
I'm gonna
It was
panic. I
actually
know
my
it
second
already.
offline event or third. CPL Copenhagen. I went to Norway and then France and then this one. I got 4th in France. And I think this one I got 2nd or 3rd? 3rd.
And 3 months after I started, I took 3rd place in Copenhagen Games, beating
AK.
Tilo and Moro. Poor them that they always get used to stealing sample of my breakthrough. Yeah. So there's that. I said in 6 months I'll be able to.
I only won against Geronimo because he played a race he has never played before and it was close.
Kind of play with the big
He's
boys
10
on
times
par,
better than me.
hopefully, in my mind, trading equal.
I don't want to
scores
cook me.
with them. And
Everybody will cook
more or less true
me.
as well.
Who's
And in
not gonna
October
cook
2011,
me?
he participated in the IESF World Championship. That
That's
sounds like a big
fucked
deal,
up!
but even though the event was held in South Korea, no Koreans were allowed in the tournament.
Ah,
And at
thank
the
you for the
time,
tier 1 and
4 of
Megumi,
the
thank you for the
8
prime.
best players in the world are Koreans. The fans don't understand it, and the prestige of the tournament takes a bit hit, but still. Grubby reached the final and lost 3-0 to Cho. It's a long story and doesn't really add to our narrative, but Blizzard, the
I
company...
forgot I got 2nd at IESF. So I usually quote my SC2 performances as 2nd, 3rd, and 4th, but it's actually 2nd, 2nd, 3rd, and 4th.
behind StarCraft
S-Joe, yeah, he means show. 03 to show.
and Kespa, the Korean org that was managing the whole StarCraft 1 scene, had some difficulties collaborating. That resulted in inconsistent participation of Korean StarCraft 2 pro players in international tournaments, especially the World Championship Series. But back to Grubby. Even though he joined the StarCraft 2 scene a year after its beginning, he was managing solid top 8 performances.
You know, it's funny. I was speaking to an old friend, a Bulgarian friend, who was also in Poland for the IEM, and he said, "Hey, Grubby, I remember you took quite a while to get good in Warcraft 3, but when you finally got good, you dominated. Is it the same for you in StarCraft so far? Like, it took you longer, but you're gonna hit hard?" I was thinking, like, that describes me reasonably well. Like, it's kind of frustrating that I can't be the king of the beta or whatever, but that's kind of how it happens for me. Like, it takes a while to fill out all the gaps of knowledge, and I like to understand the game as a whole. So hopefully I'll also be able to hit harder in StarCraft.
The World Championship Europe League of 2013 featured Grubby's biggest win of his StarCraft 2 career. In Cologne, Germany, Grubby and 15 other players battled it out to qualify for the World
Happy.
Championship Series final.
The Orc King.
Stefano,
Of course, the one and only Grubby, currently ranked 44, which sort of belies his form.
And it really can go either way. So every little edge you can get, whether it be breathing and concentrating and keeping the heart rate down, whether it be picking the right map or whatnot, taking your shoes off, as it seems Grubby is doing here.
Hype train while I'm gone? Thank you, guys. Thank you, Koska. Thank you for all the gifted. Thank you.
In this group, Grubby lost to Osu Ops and beat
Holy shit, thank you for the prime. Rick had I just got back and I got Durna right here.
Unfortunately for him, he faced MVP, a Korean monster, reigning Europe champion, that he's had to face twice before and never even took a game off him.
I really like this documentary.
For a while, going into this group, that there was the potential of him having
like
to go
a
up
rap.
against MVP. So something has gone on in Grubby's practice. Guaranteed,
Nice music.
absolutely guaranteed.
Yeah.
He's prepared.
Watch the coaching
something
on
for
Grub's
this. There you
YouTube
go,
with you. It
bye-bye.
was
Oh, just failed, just failed also. There you go. GG
Oh
for
my
getting the award.
God.
MVP takes it. Oh, MVP gets
What is
four.
Grubby's stream
Despite coming off
title?
the Nexus, he loses so many workers. Yeah, that is to have gone down. And then Grubby may just have enough here to clean up. Got Blink 2 and MVP's like, well, that was my best chance. Didn't work. GG. Clean house. Grubby ties up the series.
I used a special super fast Oracle build this game. It worked so well, and I had checked MVP's scouting route, and I knew he's not going to find it based on his standard scouting route. This was like 30 seconds faster than other people ever made Oracles, because I did some special tricks with my economy. So the Oracle got in, killed like 10 plus SCVs.
In 3, they're tied 1-1, but nobody expects what we're about to witness.
We now head into game number 3. Spawning down to the bottom right-hand corner is that man himself in the blue,
Ruined.
representing Netherlands. Give it up for Grubby. And spawning down to the bottom left-hand corner, the reigning champion of WCS Europe, representing Korea and LGIM. Give it up for MVP.
Holy fuck. Oh my god.
It's in there nice and early. He was scouting.
Guys, I'm getting so nervous.
Refinery. It is a 12-12 once again.
Oh my god.
Maybe he's gonna get an SCV kill on the natural. Ooh. Whoa! Nice little pick
10 gifted! Thank you,
There's the
Koska!
addition of the photon cannon though as
Holy
well.
shit,
But if
thank
he throws
you!
that force field on the ramp, if it
He doesn't have that phone overcharge.
Oh my
man.
god.
He's already been used. Another force field comes down. The sentries are going to fall down, and Grubby's taking losses. Grubby's taking a lot here. The Stalker's probably going to fall immediately behind it. And just the addition of these
I feel
allies
like
is something
he
that
should be
probably
killing
Grubby and a
more,
couple of
though.
other Protoss players just not have played against.
Yeah, that's really, really true here. But he's doing a good job of actually saving quite a lot of the probes. The Immortal comes down and
killed
shuts
maybe 3
all of
workers?
this down, which is good.
He could have
there
easily
for Grubby.
killed
38 workers
5
to
to 10.
33. A good hold there by
He
Grubby, I would
focused
say.
the Stalkers
2
with Hellion.
additional gateways, no tech, no gas mining. All right.
You're
this is
in
it.
more
This is
in
it,
Grubby's
guys.
title, that's
He's
fucked
gonna try and
up.
break MVP. MVP stim. Not
What the
close.
fuck?
Not touch the because he's not there.
Oh.
He's not there in time.
It's gonna bust, it's gonna break down.
Wait, I proxied a robo?
In time there, the force fields actually
Did I
prevent all
proxy
of
a
the barrels
robo?
as well.
Too
Or a
many backs
pylon?
about to pop though.
That's big.
That changes a lot.
It's so vulnerable.
It's very risky. He
This-
knows this is going out there. He needs to see if he can do this. This could be very intelligent from him.
Grubby could do a lot of damage here. He could do a
Tournament,
lot of damage. He's moving
first
into the
game in
natural as
30
well.
minutes.
MVP sending all of his units straight over to
Oh.
his opponent's
Stay
base.
straight, very
Here we
risky
go, guys.
against Darren.
Grubby is just, he's going for it.
All right, so MVP gets caught with his
Nice.
SCVs, but
Nice.
also he's moving out to attack.
Nicer!
Nail biting finisher to this one. Remember, there's a Colossus there.
I'm playing
If he
against
doesn't get
Geronimo.
He recalls back right into this.
Thank
He
you,
recalls
Koska.
back
5 more
before losing the
gifted.
Nexus.
Thank
He's killed 22
you.
Workers. He's killed 22. It's 53 to 30 right now.
Nice.
Grubby.
Damn, thank you
doing
so
it.
He's doing
much.
it. MVP, I think he knows he has to do the
It has
damage.
to be force fielded well.
MVP is feeling the pressure. He feels
Huge
the
army.
pressure.
Nah,
He
guys,
has a
Geronimo
great
is
army at the
really
front of this
good.
position. But the 2 Colossus
Well,
now.
MVP stopped SCV production. This is it. All Grubby needs to do is defend. He actually doesn't need a fight. He just needs to defend.
He's got a bigger army.
Here we go.
He's
This is
really
it.
That's a
good.
huge, huge army here moving forward here. The photon cannon's going to be able to help out quite considerably as well. 3 Colossus. Are they
Nice Archons. Colossus.
Yeah, he was diamond in StarCraft 2. He's learning real fast in Warcraft. And he's playing also Night Owl
He
too.
doesn't even need to retain everything back this.
Yeah, boy, he's complete forward.
He's going to
done
kill it
it.
off. He's
Good.
done it. Grubby has done it. He's going to kill off MVP here. He is going to kill off the European remaining champion. A GG. Grubby so happy with the win, advancing on to the round of 8. Oh my God. Day 1 the round of 16. See some insane games.
Thank you, Richard. Thank you for the tier 1.
The emotion from Grubby here pouring through.
Yeah, he is
day
very, very emotional. We talked
Oh, no,
about
he's
it a lot, how much
crying.
it
Makes
meant
me
to him
cry
to do
again
well
seeing
here
it.
today.
Oh, no.
He's worked hard, he's put in the time, he's put in the effort, and he's just beat the champion
Oh
of
my
the
God.
WCS Europe Premier League, and he moves on to the round of 8, wiping tears away on the screen, trying not to show you guys there.
I mentioned to Cassandra earlier that it's
Yeah,
been
man.
10 years, almost to the week, that you first took part in a LAN and won 200 euros. Here you are 10 years on. Does it
I
get
miss
old
Red
at
Eye.
all? Are you ever thinking about retiring like Stefano?
No, I mean, I've never felt the way I did just now. Like, I feel like it never gets old. It stays hard, you know, like, there's always new challenges. And, like, Cassandra and me, we worked so hard for this together, like... and
It's so cute.
But what was kind of new this time, apart from the fact that I made it to round of 16, I also got a lot of help from my friend Frank. So I really want to thank him too.
I'm going to let you go and catch up with your friends and your wife. Congratulations, you are through to the round of 8. God, starting to get me going now as well.
But while this was happening and the scene was doing well on the front, some things started to rub Grubby the wrong way. He wouldn't talk about it publicly right away, but he opened up much later.
In WCS 2012, you had WCS in 2013. What was happening in these times is that you would have games from great Zerg players, and they would...
I see what was happening. Swarmhost came out. Thanks, Blizzard.
What came out?
You see all these freaking locusts. All 3 units.
In these times is that you would have
Makes me cry
games
too.
from great Zerg players, and they would be
Guys,
using
he's trolling.
strategies of Broodlord Infestor.
Somebody's
and you
rage
just
baiting
couldn't
in the
crack
chat.
that egg as an opponent. And the funniest thing is when they played against each other, and you would actually get...
Imagine if they actually hired me for the balance
Dude,
team.
what the
Blizzard,
fuck?
back in
7
2010,
more
when
gifted?
I applied. Then none of this shit
Pascal,
would
you're
have happened.
insane!
Like
Thank
10,
you, man!
10 lists against
Holy
Swarmhost,
shit!
Broodlord and shit.
3-hour games.
Thank
And
you!
of course, all of us saw this coming already. Like in the pro scene, Zerg
Level
players,
7 hype
Protoss,
train.
and Terran
Level
all know,
8 hype
like,
train.
Everyone must
Oh my
admit
God.
that
Thank
Broodlord
you.
Infestor is like a problematic unit combination.
Guys,
and
like
of course,
15
as
more
someone
minutes
that
and then
lives,
we
eats,
panic.
and breathes
Like, oh mega
the
hard.
game every day as a
Fancy text generator, unit and building design, slowness of
Hey,
crucially
Valerie.
needed
Oh
balancing.
my
Broodlord
God.
Infestor, Stefano
another
Firecake,
gift,
3-hour
thank
games.
you.
They
What
would
a
alt up and go to
sweet
Twitter. Are you seeing this?
25 minutes until
streamer,
tournament.
As a professional tournament player, every day that this kind of meta continues hurts your soul. It takes something out of you because
Thank you,
you're
Koska.
tilted every time you play against it. The Zergs cannot be blamed. Don't hate the player, hate the game, right?
I'm not sure if I agree with this.
Oila,
Is that
thank
true?
you.
I mean, technically, yes.
Shit, my journal's
That's what I did.
leaking.
I started hating playing against that kind of playstyle with the Broodlord Infestor. But there was always that ray of light.
Intelligence,
Even though
thank you for
Blizzard is
5
starting
gifted.
to be
What the
a
fuck?
little bit less admirable and
Holy
perfect
shit.
as I always thought and hoped, at least
Thank
we
you,
still
guys.
got 2 expansions coming out. Heart of the Swarm and Legacy of the Void. And surely
many gifts,
any
thank you, Koska.
deficiencies in Wings of Liberty
Thank
could
you,
be
everyone.
fixed in the new game.
And he waited 3 long years until March 12th of 2013, when Blizzard finally released the first extension to StarCraft 2, Heart of the Swarm.
The 2014 Swarm host meta.
Thank you, Mom. Holy fuck. Guys, I'm not prepared enough.
If you don't know what you're looking at, do you see all the health bars with gray?
I tried to prepare,
with
but
a
it's
gray fill-in?
obviously it's not
Every
enough.
single horizontal bar with a
Eunice,
partial
thank you for
light
the
gray
gifted. And thank
is
you,
the timed
Koska.
life remaining out of the
Oh my
maximum
God.
of a freely summoned, freely attacking,
Get back.
rally across the map unit called the Locust. 2 are summoned from a swarm host for every swarm host you have. These creatures here are buried and invisible for an opponent unless they have detection. The detection is zoned out via spore crawlers, overseers, and corruptors. And the swarm hosts on each side are shooting endless waves of units, which don't give any reward when you kill them, unlike in Warcraft 3, where killing summoned units gets you experience points. Additionally, Warcraft 3 has Dispel Magic, where you can do massive amounts of damage and instantly unsummon enemy summons. In StarCraft 2, they're just like any other unit. They're very strong, and they are made freely, which directly breaks the economy and balance of an economy-based RTS game.
Bravely and boldly asked a single question. What if StarCraft games routinely lasted for multiple hours? The Swarm host's ability to summon
2 hours,
wave after
16 minutes.
wave of locusts who weren't particularly strong.
By the way, the great part, if you look at the minimap, the red player has won. He has
Oh my
mined
God.
out the entire map. He owns the whole map. The blue player is down to a single base. Neither player are mining anymore. One player has 468 APM, the other 180, because why bother? They both rallied their locust into
This
the enemy,
game lasted
and neither
2
has a way
hours?
to break the stalemate. What a great game design.
Ushered in the most degenerate turtle metas in the history
No
of the
way.
game. Swarm hosts in front of your base would constantly spawn locusts who wouldn't do that much damage, but by the time you'd finished them off, the next wave would be on their way. The style was slow, agonizing, and frustrating.
Who wants to watch that if it's so long?
The
What?
Swarm finally came out, the very unit that was the most hated by every single player in the game, the Broodlord, that they made another unit like the Broodlord. The Swarm
How do
host.
you have
I couldn't
tournaments
believe
then?
it.
By the
It
end
lasts
of
like
StarCraft
days.
2, Grubby had enough. The one game that conquered his heart, Warcraft 3, was dead. And the game he learned to love, StarCraft 2, broke his heart.
True.
After 10 years of professional gaming, Manuel Grubby Schenkhausen is 28 years old. It's too late to try to become a pro in a new game, but he earned $300,000 in work. 10 years of professional gaming, Manuel...
Ooh, slay. Save jacket! Oh shit! Oh shit!
Grubby Schenkhausen is 28 years old. It's too late to try to become a pro in a new game, but he earned $300,000 in work.
He can still become a pro in Hearthstone.
$60,000 in StarCraft 2 in prize money, and probably the same amount in sponsors, team salaries,
Well,
and
not
merch.
anymore, it's dead.
It's a decent amount, but not enough to stop working, so what can he do now? It shouldn't be a surprise to hear that a real-time strategy pro player had a real-life strategy. I haven't mentioned it yet, but since the debut of his StarCraft 2 career, Grubby began to stream on Justin TV.
So StarCraft 2 was like a package deal for me, which was both competing in another game, trying to prove myself in another game, but also the aspect of the interconnectedness of a platform like Twitch, or as it was called then, Justin TV. And so that package deal is something I always, streaming for Ayur, enjoyed during SE2. I was always streaming a little bit. That's a Facebook announcement, by the way. The side as
Like
well.
a premium strat, having yourself a little panic now as a treat before your main panic.
Peak viewers 5,222.
I think if I would play a game right now and I
Total
fuck up,
followers,
then I'm nervous. So I am just not playing another game. Ooh.
Total streams 40.
Loki, thank you for the prime.
40 streams. Tried to set up a few different
My last game was like 2 hours ago.
I peaked over
Santa, thank you for the
10,000 viewers
gifted.
for a couple of days after I won the Heart of the Swarm show match on the Heart of the Swarm release spectacle. I feel like I didn't really make use of that time because I ended up going to some show match or tournament, and I went to Take TV's place. I went to go play a tournament at Take TV's over the weekend, and when I really wanted to be streaming, making use of a time where my name was being mentioned around the world for SE2 and I had over 10,000 viewers, instead I played a tournament that had technical difficulties and where the promise that I can keep streaming were broken by their technical difficulties. So I'd be crashing out of stream with 10k viewers to play a tournament I didn't really care about. That was a bad decision. I should have just stayed at home. But he was a friend and he invited me, and so I went. But I ended up regretting that.
Oh.
Regretting not using that time where everybody knew my name extra in the StarCraft 2 scene to stream. And so I kind of made a note of that to not fail myself and fail that opportunity again in the future. And this is how I kind of started to think about
I'm not ready.
like full-time streaming could be quite cool at some point in the
People
future.
keep asking me if I'm ready. Of course I'm not ready.
Streamer. Well, no. His audience wasn't there only because it's Grubby, but mainly because he's a pro player, playing their favorite game, StarCraft 2.
I had a stream that would get anywhere from 2,000 to 7,000 viewers. So switching away from SC2 without
Destroy your
having
enemies.
ever dabbled in any variety on YouTube or Twitch, and basically choosing a life of not even competing in the game anymore felt incredibly risky. That's a cool lighting setup, man. I like what I did to the hair there.
It's 4:43.
I did a trial stream for Heroes of the Storm, and instead of having 2,500 viewers, I had 50.
Oh
and
my
then the
God.
next stream I had 150, and then 200. And those are really small numbers. That's like, it's very shocking.
Very
In a way,
shocking.
but at the same time,
People
it
would
felt
love
so
to have
wholesome
200 viewers.
because I was doing a new start where I wasn't salty every day. I wasn't tilted out of the wazoo every day playing StarCraft 2, a game that I was no longer passionate about because of decisions in design and balance.
I was having
And
so
it
much
just
fun,
felt
man.
like a really cool, brave new world, like a new start.
Well, it was
I
after
was willing to
10K?
take that risk.
Okay,
I was
but-
hoping it was going to work out
Yeah,
as a
but that's
career,
fucked.
and I figured if it doesn't, then I'll just think of something else.
You see, the Twitch metagame is as follows. When you're a streamer, people either watch you because of what you do or because of who you are. If you're from that first category, you're stuck with your game. If it dies out, you're left without a community to support you. But because within that game, there are way less streamers competing with you, it's in quotes easier to grow and maintain your audience.
My wife had, in a way, yes. If you are the best at what you do in a small niche game that nobody else streams or plays, you can become the king of that category, which is strong. Twitch has a kingmaker category principle. If you're the #1 streamer in a game category, anyone who's interested in the game will
Should I
first
become the
click
number
your
1 in
channel.
Warcraft?
Then if there's anything about your channel they don't like, then they'll switch to the second most viewed channel, etc., etc. But usually it starts from the top. If you don't
Might
like that
take a
person,
few
you go to
years.
the next, etc. And so there is a benefit in being on top. But
Get
there's
better
also
than
limited
Grubby?
growth capability based on the game's own popularity and propensity to draw viewers. So
Might take a bit,
even
might take a
if
bit.
you're like the best streamer in the world in general, but you play WoW retail PvP, then maybe you will only get 2,000 viewers. But then when you're unshackled from the constraints of the general interest in that game, and you switch to something like WoW
Only-
Classic, you can
only
suddenly have
2,000.
16,000 viewers. Because, it's popping
Shabby,
off.
thank
you're very
you for the tier
entertaining,
1.
etc. Like Peekaboo, yes. And every game has its own kind of like soft cap. And some
That's true with the
streamers,
soft cap.
when you get big enough and you do enough variety content, maybe you're entertaining enough, you can go across different games and break the trends of that game's particular interest level on average. Like some people do not
He
stand
knows.
under ceilings. They determine where the ceiling is. But it can be risky or scary sometimes to try and switch and navigate to different titles. Get started, and there's always going to be a lot of random factors as well with Twitch. To play Heroes of the Storm, Blizzard's new MOBA game, and she was having so much fun every day. Every day I was tilted, and I would hear her laugh playing Heroes of the Storm. And one day she said, "Wanna try?" So I played a game on her account. I really enjoyed it. And then one time when I was actually supposed to be playing StarCraft 2 during Christmas, and I say supposed to be, I mean it's a
Thank you.
vacation,
Thank you
nobody
so
would care,
much.
nobody would know. But in my mind, with my discipline towards practice came
thank
first
you.
before almost everything. One of my friends
Oh
asked,
my God,
"Don't you just want to
14
turn on the
minutes.
stream?" So that's
What
actually
the
the first time I
fuck?
tried to turn on the stream with Heroes of the Storm, with the fear that the StarCraft 2 community would be like, "What is this?" Like my community, my Grubster community, right? In Twitch. What is this? We don't want to see this. We're StarCraft. Despite the quote unquote less professional success in that moment, I realized I was happy to build a new start rather than trying to hang on to something I was no longer really having my heart into.
Becoming a full-time streamer is the decision Grubby will take in early 2015. The goals? Have fun, enjoy streaming, but still work hard to try and make it sustainable.
Hey ladies and gentlemen. Hey everyone, it's Grubby here. Hey everyone, it's Grubby here.
Hey everyone, it's Grubby here.
What? he got done. Achievement unlocked.
Oh, thank you, Voden. Thank you for the tier 1.
I was supposed to die. Greymane and Burning Rage Johanna all inning me. Of course, Rager was eating me as well. 4-man hits. Holy, holy. Holy, holy.
What was that? I just made it like a daily goal to play it and to stream it and to teach people the game, and I made guides and everything. So yeah, before you knew it, we got into the thousands of viewers eventually. 5,000 averages. We've been over 10,000 viewers as well on Heroes of the Storm.
Oh my god.
It became so much fun to keep up with like new content beat, like new heroes coming out, patch updates. Yeah, it was great, honestly.
And if you're thinking, that's it, now he'll settle as a Heroes of the Storm streamer, then you haven't been paying attention. Grubby loves Warcraft 3. That's his game, his youth, his jam. 2 years after streaming HOTS full-time, he switched up his stream schedule.
The concept of doing like 5 days of HOTS and then 2 days of Warcraft 3 was pretty novel at first, because the way I saw it, most streamers were just doing one game only. And doing 2 games was definitely interesting. I made sure to do fixed days for
I turned on my camera in the Discord.
so that people knew what to expect.
Check this.
So his blade was inside my units for a long time.
Yo! Your story inspired me to use my free Prime subscription to subscribe to you, Grubface.
Yo, thanks, Noku. Thanks a lot. Recap. Epic stuff. These Warcraft videos are becoming my favorite thing to watch. I've been watching your replays since the early days of WCG Glory, and I enjoyed them even though I wasn't very good myself. 0 dislikes is a rare thing to see on YouTube. Well done, Grubby. These days, it's pretty common.
Wait, Api and Guzu are first?
Because they removed them, KW.
Huh? I thought I was first. Ach du Scheiße. Oh. Oh. Wait, I thought it was me.
More of this video. I met with friends, became a... Met and became friends with a guy. Oh, I thought he became a guy because of my videos.
You're right. I'm the second.
W for sure. I heard your voice and asked
then I have a little bit more time.
Warcraft 3.
Wait, am I casting?
It would be like every Saturday and Sunday was Warcraft 3.
I'm not right.
And every day of the week was Heroes of the Storm. So everyone knew what they were getting.
I'm getting brain damage.
Take about 2 weeks to 2 months for people to understand that schedule and to kind of, get used to it. But once I finally got that schedule down and people got used to it, I think it made it more comfortable and comforting for everyone, myself and all the viewers as well.
You heard it right. 7 days of streaming, no break.
I lost the thing where it said it.
He was always the guy to practice really hard with great discipline. With 10 years of esports career, I think...
Soda with has
great discipline. If you
hey, Guzo, I know we're muted, but your face resembles Pally Rifle, and it pisses me off.
Hey man, did you see my shirt by the way?
When your enthusiasm isn't there,
no.
I got the build order on my shirt, so I don't forget.
Of course,
I hate everything about your existence.
I sometimes didn't like the matchup,
I love you too,
but I had to work on it anyway. But
what
enthusiasm.
Yeah, no. I hope you die, like in game.
Oh, thanks, man. I hope you do really well as well in the tournament. I'm really rooting for you.
No,
I think
no.
this might be
no one's rooting for you. I hope you know that. Everyone's actually praying on your downfall because you're the representation of Pally Rifle, and no one likes you.
Hey man, it's a very
I was very
I have watched Warcraft 3 YouTube videos, so I'm deep into the Warcraft 3 algorithm, and most of the views or videos that get the highest view count are the videos shitting on Pally Rifle. Everyone hates it.
I feel like you're
literally
no.
Statistically, everyone hates you.
No, I mean, listen, man, I like you too. I feel like we've been good pals for a while now, and I hope you do really well in the tournament. Pally Rifle is very ethical, and it's a very fair build, so I hope you do well with your undead as well.
Can you even do jack shit else? Do you even know what other units humans have?
I think they have like some melee units or something.
Yeah, fuck you.
Back. I went to a TwitchCon in 2021 and I spoke to other streamers, bigger streamers than me, smaller streamers, similarly sized streamers, and I saw that some people were basically playing all kinds of different games. And for me, I felt a lot of anxiety and resistance to streaming other games that seem fun. Other games than Battle.net games, other games than Blizzard games, other games than my main games of Heroes of the Storm and Warcraft 3. But I saw other people were more daring, experimental, or experienced with these things. And so, oh my god, it's Tyler! Saw other people were more daring, experimental, or experienced with these things. And so I decided I'm gonna experiment more. It was actually very inspiring to go to TwitchCon, and then I started Variety Arc. Variety Arc.
Oh my god! Oh my god! Oh my god! I think I started sharing my my camera too early. Do I still share my camera? Oh, I am.
Who took one burger bun out of the package?
Is someone eating?
When I get interested in a game, I really want to dig my teeth in.
That was with me!
When I get interested
sunglitters again. Ooh.
In a game, I really want to dig my teeth in and try to find out everything I can about it. I want to allow myself to get hooked on it and just binge it for a while. So I'm not like I'm playing a different game every day variety, but there's more of an open door now towards other content, which I think is really cool. I was very worried that it was going to affect viewership count. I was worried it was going to affect subscriber count when I'm doing these new things, and people that just want Warcraft 3 or Heroes of the Storm from me wouldn't like it. But surprisingly, not only did the subscriber count remain stable, in fact it went up a little bit. And the viewership also
for
was
me
within
too,
very reasonable
like a lot.
norms and trends. So that was
Since leaving
incredibly
Hearthstone.
gratifying. It meant that my community resonated with the changes that I had been making, with the new content that I was presenting. I was genuinely enjoying myself with these games, and people liked it as well. I mean, it was just like a dream. I know streaming is a privileged position and that many people want to be a content creator, but it doesn't mean that the stress that can come with potentially facing a downcut of your of the amount that your content is viewed by a factor 10 is not stressful. Of course it is.
Let's watch
you gotta
Grubby
start
stream.
somewhere. I once took that risk.
We can watch the end of this video another time. Yeah, Tiramis.
Facing a downcut of your of the amount that your content is viewed by a factor 10 is not stressful. Of course it is, but you gotta start somewhere. I once took that risk when I went from StarCraft 2, a game where I had up to 10,000 viewers, and I had averaged over 3,000 viewers, and I go to Heroes of the Storm with the low hundreds. That's a big drop. But the reason that it felt right for me is because I was super done with SE2. Realistically, I should probably not have waited that long until I was tilted out of my mind about the game. Realistically, I should have probably started doing that a little earlier, but that would have felt too risky to me at the time. So learning from other people's mistakes or stories, as maybe someone is learning from my story, maybe try that a little earlier and try to develop a genuine connection to games and see how many people will follow watching you there. No matter how many people are saying, I would watch you play anything. The reality is the number doesn't lie. The number tells the truth. If your viewership goes down a lot playing something new, it means that not as many of your previous audience is switching over to follow you in that journey. Not as many of your previous... What's this called again? Frostpunk 2. It's funny, the Tiramis, the editor of this video, is showing this moment when I mention if you don't have as many viewers, because I was streaming Frostpunk 2. I was enjoying. I wanted to complete the mission, but I was streaming to 1500 to 2K, so I never finished it. RIP. Previous audience is switching over to follow you in that journey, and then maybe you'll have... What's that mustache? You know, every now and then I shave my beard off and I keep the mustache, and I have a shit-eating grin when I look at my wife, and I'm like, shall I? And she's like, no. And then I'm forced to take the mustache off before stream. I have to build a new audience, and maybe that will work or maybe it won't. So that is a risk that you're gonna have to take yourself. I do the exact same thing.
We have like 6 more minutes on the documentary.
That's what she says too. When you have only mustache, certain faces, certain facial hair growth. If you have only a mustache and no chin hair, I'm sorry, but you know. If you see it, you know.
Between 2003 and 2013, Grubby participated in 300 gaming events and tournaments and came in first in about 100 of those. He triumphed in almost 40 LAN events all over Europe, America and Asia. He became a world-class player in Warcraft 3 and StarCraft 2. Between 2014 and 2024, Grubby turned 22
Guys,
different games
if you
for
missed
at least
yesterday's
30
game,
hours.
I also have them on
RTSs
YouTube already.
like Northgard, StarCraft, Age of Empires 2 and 4, but also
You're
RPGs like Elden Ring, Baldur's Gate 3, MOBAs like Heroes of the Storm, Dota 2 and more. And for all of these games, he averaged over 2,000 viewers, with peaks from 11 to 17k.
The reasons I started professionally competing were several. First of all, it was the thing that I was good at. And I was very good at Warcraft 3. And this allowed me to find a career in it. It then created a dynamic where I would pretty much... You were so cute, what happened? I know, right? I lost my baby fats. Very several. First of all, it was the thing me to find a career in it. It then created a dynamic where I would pretty much do Warcraft 3 and think Warcraft 3 and eat Siberia V2. I missed the feeling of that headset.
Eating
Bro,
Warcraft
this
3
headset
these days.
is one of the most
My
comfortable
God.
headsets I've ever had. Unfortunately, it was not
I always
built
think
to last
about
for a long time.
QS,
So I went through at least 5, and they're not made
QQ,
anymore.
build order, the fucking
Very
wood
cheaply
in the
made,
top,
unfortunately,
build fucking
in terms of
farm,
durability.
work,
but
work.
Holy shit! But it was good when it lasted. It would just break. Like, of course, I traveled with it, so I don't know. I don't know what your mileage with it is. If you just keep it at home and
Job's
use
done.
it, but it broke pretty fast.
More lamba,
Did
need
the
more
dynamic
lamba.
where I would pretty much do Warcraft 3 and think Warcraft 3
Yes,
and
me
eat
lord.
Warcraft 3 and plan Warcraft 3 over
Need more
everything.
farms.
And I loved it. And you know, that's the joys and the tribulations of
More
professional
gold is
gaming,
required.
of competing. But it meant that there was definitely really high highs and really low lows as well. True. And I remember those lows well. Those lows are a lot lower than you have when you are a streamer. The highs, well, those lows are a lot lower. 2010, WCG finals in 2010 against Remind. I got second, he got first. Lower than you have when you are a streamer. The highs, usually higher, but not per se. I would say streaming has fantastic highs as well, but without the extreme lows from failed competitions. Not that yet. I think it's very likely I'll be streaming 1 year from now, but I've never known for sure. I didn't predict switching to SC2 or switching from SC2 to HOTS or to streaming. And in fact, in the first year that I started esports career in Warcraft 3, I predicted in 1 year afterwards I would be stopping and going back to school doing university. That is such a Dutch look. I still have this bike,
On the
by
bike,
the way. I've
yeah.
had this bike for like 20, 30 years. Maybe not 30. All right, 20, 25 years.
Holy fuck.
It's so good. Very durable. University and getting some kind of other quote-unquote normal job.
Dota? No way.
And so now it's also the same. I don't know what I'm possibly going to be doing in the
Maybe.
future, but throughout all of it, especially planning all this and managing this together with my wife, I feel like I've always had an optimism about, I don't know what's going to happen, but I'm sure with our head
that his
intact
wife?
and with our hands and feet, we can make something work. I'm optimistic about the future generally. I always have a feeling like it's going to work out. So I have optimism and uncertainty about the future, and it doesn't give me
Damn.
anxiety. And for now, I'm just really happy to be doing what I am, and I'm very grateful for everyone's support. And I'm happy that we can talk freely about all kinds of topics that aren't just about gaming, but also
True.
about mindset and psychology. You know what? It's not a one-way street. People say that a lot, that they get support. And this was a joke, by the way. I didn't realize. Grubby, why would anyone play on ladder? It's bad for your well-being. People call you stupid every time. I'm tilting every time. I tried to enjoy it, but I gave up and bought a chair.
Oh.
He meant it literally. Why would you play while being on a ladder? Like a climbing ladder? I thought he was talking about ladder anxiety. So I took like 3 minutes to explain mindset, but it was just a joke. You know what? It's not a one-way street. People say that a lot, that they get support and that they feel this community from watching the stream, but it's the same way from my side as well. It's people are not just viewership numbers and a +1. The amount of satisfaction and joy that I get from just reading Twitch chat and YouTube comments and seeing people's jokes and comments and questions. It's you. This has been very valuable for me as well, and I'm enjoying that every day. So I hope to be doing this for longer, and I'm grateful that everyone's been part of that.
I think
journey.
you will, Chad. I think you will.
Very good video. Nice job, Tiramis.
And there it is. The
It is
full
a very
story
nice video.
of Grubby. I'm convinced we will continue to see Grubby thrive in the gaming sphere as he has for the past 2 decades. I've wanted to tell this story for a long time now, so if you're still watching, thank you so much. Thank you, Grubby, for taking the time to talk to me. He's a busy guy and he still took about 40 minutes of his time to answer my questions. If you've been around from the beginning or if you're one of my supporters on Patreon, thank you so much. I really appreciate the support. I want to keep going. I want to make more videos in the near future, but videos like these take a long time to make.
Yeah, I can imagine.
I hope you enjoyed it. And
it was a 1-hour documentary. Imagine all the research, editing, and all that stuff. Damn, must have taken like weeks. Holy shit. Sunglitters got documentary? Ooh. Guys, maybe like in a few years, you know? Oof. Imagine, oh shit. And then the potato comes off. Oh, fuck. Oh shit. Action documentary is coming. Maybe a movie. No. Imagine. A movie in the cinema.